DeOndre.
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 The one and only.
When they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out.
People continue to find ways to irritate me on the internet, and today's video is no different. Today we are going to be talking about a viral video that I'm sure at this point many of you have seen, and that is a Sky News anchor, Jayne Secker, I believe is her name. She made some disparaging comments about a 13-year-old by the name of Willis Gibson, who became the first person to beat Tetris. Take a look at this.
Tetris has long been touted as a video game that just can't be beaten because it just goes on and on.
Oh my God!
Well, 13-year-old American Willis Gibson has technically proven that wrong. He beat the original Nintendo version of the game by reaching such a high level that the coding froze. That left the program unable to generate any more falling blocks. As a mother, I would just say step away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air. Beating Tetris is not a life goal. Speaking of fresh air, let's get a look at the weather.
Now, before we dive into the video, it should be known that only bots powered by AI have been able to reach the level where blocks fall so fast that the game itself stops. So it's no surprise that Gibson, burst into shock and almost had a panic attack and pooped his pants when he managed to do it himself. As stated before in the video, right? Willis completed Tetris on the original Nintendo version of the game, but once the news anchor saw his reaction to beating the game, she started to show her age a little bit and got a little beside herself. She said on air, as a mother, I would say to step away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air. Beating Tetris is not a life goal. And, to a certain extent, she is right? Like, it's not, we should all get some fresh air, right? Should it be your life goal? I mean, probably not, right? You don't want to end up like a Billy Mitchell, but it's a pretty awesome thing to do, especially as a 13-year-old. And it's just so many things wrong with that. Listen, it's 2024. People are making a living playing video games, some as young as 13. And to be so smug about it and, essentially try to downplay his accomplishment, that I'm sure millions of other people have tried for themselves. And even bots couldn't even get to the point in this game. It is crazy. Not understanding it is one thing, but to undermine a 13-year-old for achieving a world record on a video game and present it in a way on national TV is just downright embarrassing. Now, she did laugh when she said these words, which to her may mean that she was joking, but I honestly believe she was serious. And I believe that her laughing was only the tip of the iceberg, because after she did this, all hell broke loose. She's been catching more heat than a playground slide in the summertime. Just thinking about that for a second, like, this kid really beat Tetris. First off, I didn't even know that you could do that. Like, I didn't even know that you could beat it. I didn't know that that was an attainable goal. And it was reported that he beat the game in a little over half an hour. He was streaming this on YouTube. His channel name is Blue Scooty, I believe, Blue Scuddy. And already the video has like well over 2 million views, right? Crazy. Now, apparently he was practicing anywhere between 3 and 5 hours every single day to beat this game. So, I mean, the kid was dedicated, man. Way more dedicated than I ever was at 12 or 13 years old. Like, that's for damn sure. But now to get on this news anchor. I didn't forget about you. Bring that ass here. Now, we all have to keep in mind that this was a 13-year-old boy who beat this game. I mean, what game or games were important to you at that age? I can only imagine having a high score as Sonic the Hedgehog back when I was in 7th or 8th grade. That's normally what's important to you during that time of your life, playing video games, especially as a boy, and possibly getting a high score at them. Like that honestly could have made your entire life at that point in your life, at that age, I mean, that's something that you could call up your friends about. That's something that you might wait to school the next day and show them the score, and like, invite your friend over and see. Like, that's a big deal as a 13-year-old. It's what keeps you going. And to do this with not only a stream audience watching you, but now the entire world sees it, it's pretty cool. And to have this hating ass news anchor try to rain on your parade is pretty corny, honestly, and it's played out. Like, are people not tired of picking the low-hanging fruit, which is picking on gamers and people who find pleasure in gaming? It's one thing if the guy was like 70 years old beating the game, but honestly, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you got the highest score ever at a game of anything, you should celebrate it. Imagine having to talk down about a literal kid just to make yourself feel better. That kid definitely shouldn't listen to this. Even my dog don't even fuck with her. Even that kid shouldn't listen to this news anchor, because that attitude is why she reads the news instead of making it. Lady, he is a 13-year-old boy. What else do you expect him to do? Cure cancer? Split the atom? End world hunger? I mean, give the kid a break. Tetris is a game that has stood the test of time. My parents, were playing Tetris. Like, it has one of the biggest cult-like followings for a game in gaming history. And many people have tried to do what this kid has just done and have failed miserably at it. I can't even play the game for longer than 10 or 15 minutes, if that. Hating on a 13-year-old for enjoying games is some loser shit. Just let people play games. Like, whatever happened to just letting people play games? Let people celebrate accomplishments from games. Now, to be clear, no one has ever beaten Tetris before, 2 days ago that happened? And it's not meant to be beaten. This kid got above 150 levels in. People used to think the highest level that humans could possibly play on was level 29. Now, the twist of this story that not a lot of people are talking about is the fact that while trying to shit on a 13-year-old for playing a video game, she on Twitter retweets a World Darts Championship runner-up who won a darts tournament and won around 200,000 pounds for it. Bring that up because you promote that on your platform, but not Willis, who accomplished what I would say is something way harder to do. Tetris is miles harder than playing darts, okay? I will say that for sure. Don't get me wrong, darts is tough, but Tetris is also. And you have to be quick with the trigger and think fast before the pieces fall. So let me get this straight. A grown man playing darts for a living is an acceptable life goal to you. But a kid accomplishing something that no one ever has before with a video game that tests your mental acuity and your hand-eye coordination, he should go outside and set better life goals at the age of 13. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I see. Now, since I'm here in the US, we obviously don't get Sky News like that. But from what I hear, Sky News is a particularly piss-poor news organization. And stuff like this isn't out of the ordinary for them. I mean, this kid is already off to a great start for 2024. And, he should be excited, and extremely proud of himself, no matter what a hating ass middle-aged news anchor says about him. It says about his accomplishments on national TV. What do you gain from it, right? Like, so what? It'd be one thing if it was a grown-ass person that did it, but he's literally a child. Like, he's literally a minor. Like, what are we talking about? But that's all I got to say on the matter, man. Peace.